So my name is Ghansah. I'm from Accra, Ghana, and I'm a co-founder and CEO of OMG Digital. So OMG Digital is a company that creates and publishes content targeted at African millennials. Our platform is different in the sense that we focus entirely on millennials, and our distribution method too is very different. So we try to publish our content natively. So we take our content where our users are. So not just putting it on our platform and then hoping that people will discover it, right? So we publish natively on the most popular social media platforms in Africa. So talk about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and a whole lot of other platforms. One of the main challenges has been monetization, right? Figuring out like a highly sustainable model to fund the company in terms of revenue. And like traditionally it has been advertising, but the whole landscape is changing in such a way that display ads are disappearing to Facebook and Google. So we had to come up with like some new ad products that we wouldn't have to compete with like all these other platforms, and that was like one of the hardest things that we had to do. So we were very lucky to grow very quickly. We went from 0 to 6 million users in just under 2 years, and that continues to grow. But in terms of revenue, that has been very tough, figuring out like the different markets that we're in. So how you monetize in Ghana is different from how you monetize in Nigeria and then in Kenya. So that's been like a steep learning curve for us. We currently reach a combined number of 6 million users. So people that come onto our platform, and then people on social media that also engage with our content, like on there through our Facebook pages, our Instagram pages, Snapchat accounts, and the other lot. And we also currently average about 90 million content views on our content. So that's a mixture of videos, memes, articles, podcasts, and sort of any sort of content that you think of. We've been very fortunate to get some of the best investors bet on us. So we have investors like COMCAST, Social Capital, and then Y Combinator. We raised $1 million 2 years ago. So that has been like mainly we've used that as our seed round to fund sort of our growth over the past couple of years. There's this misconception that when you raise money, like you actually get to spend it anyhow you want. And as in Nigeria, people say like once you raise money, people think you've hammered, right? But they don't know like it's not for you, it's for the company. And you, as a founder, you are technically working for the company, right? You just happen to have some shares in the company that you're working with. Just that it's like relatively bigger than any other person's sort of share. So like you are going to be held accountable like for that money that they give you. And to be honest, it's not really easy raising that money. So one, there's not a lot of VCs and angel investors in the African ecosystem that will easily fund you. So we had to go through like a really long process before we're able to sort of land that round, right? So it is not easy raising that money, and you are going to be held accountable for that amount that you raise. So you have people that you report to. You have to send investor updates on how exactly you are spending that money, how you're growing, because yeah, it's not yours, and you can't just spend it anyhow you want. So. We've learned so much, especially in terms of product development, how we are going to build our next platform. we've gotten like a lot of like hands-on advice and feedback from Google with respect to how we can leverage like some new technologies, machine learning, and product management, and all these other things that they've used to build like all these billion-dollar products, right? And so we've also learned a lot about hiring, like how to build a team, how to manage that team once you've hired them, and then how to also like set goals and a vision, and how to execute and sort of meet targets. So yeah, it's definitely something that we've already started implementing, even without finishing the program. What I would say to them is to start now, start very small, and just try and validate the idea before they go to market, right? They just test it with a few users and see if people actually want what you're building. And once you have a good idea, the next step is to like building like a very good team, because team is everything. You can have all the funding in the world and still blow everything out if you don't have a good team. So team is the most important thing that I've learned like over the past like couple of years running startups and like building actual things. If you have a good team, you can overcome so many like challenges and pitfalls that are very common to startups. So you may not have like enough funds, but if you have a good team that understands, that is able to make sacrifices, right? You guys can still pull through days where you can't even make payroll until like things sort of turn out. So yeah, you can have all the resources in the world, but if you have a terrible team, all that is not going to matter. All that is not going to matter. OMG is going to be one of the most influential and powerful digital media platforms on the continent. It is going to be their platform of choice for millennials, for any time they want to discover content in any sort of topic that they want. That's the vision that we have for OMG.